I'm in London Fields in Hackney in East London. Today this is an area full of fancy coffee bars selling flat whites and sourdough bread, Pilates studios, and I even just walked past an oyster bar. It's also full of fancy estate agents selling properties pushing on £1 million. But this is all relatively new. Not that long ago this was actually a place full of radicals, revolutionaries, communists and even a lot of lesbians. Back in the 70s there was a massive housing crisis where people were really struggling to find affordable homes. This was a particular problem for the queer community who may get beaten up in their search for a home. Now Hackney at the time had quite a lot of council properties, many of which were sitting empty. So people started coming along and squatting those properties. And a lot of those people were women, lesbians, who had nowhere else to go. They would get into the properties and do them up, get them back on their feet again and turn them back into homes. They actually did such a good job at this that the locals would tell them where there were empty properties because they would much rather have a house that was done up and was a home again than some derelict rat-infested empty property. When they were doing this, the women actually developed a lot of new skills, and it was the start of women going into things like plumbing, becoming electricians, and there were also a lot of other women-led initiatives. Here in Hackney Fields, every Sunday there used to be a women's hockey match, and there were also women-only punk bands. It was a real vibrant area. So one of those women was someone called Annie Brax, and she had been a founder member of the Gay Liberation Front. However, a number of her friends broke away from them because they felt that women's issues weren't being taken seriously within the group. Now, they never really found a political home because they sort of tried out the Women's Liberation Front, and that was a bit fractious as well. But I think here in London Fields, where Annie ended up living, and some of the roads just behind where I am now, this really became her home. If you want to find out more about Annie and the Hackney lesbian squatting scene, check out my new book, Great Women of London. It's available to buy now, and you can use the link in the description below.